Good morning, guys. Today is the day before this event right here, the 2025 Virginia Closed Chess Championships. So I promised myself I was going to do at least one video describing or showing more of my training. So if you guys want to watch, feel free to, you know, watch and hit that like button and all that good stuff, right? So after the event, I'll show you guys my results, of course. This event right here, you know, it's going to be a good test to see how well I've grown as a chess player. So we'll see how I do, of course, right? Let's see who's playing. So I am in the championship section, the long version right here, Saturday, 1 o'clock essentially. As you can see right here, there's a pretty big field of high contenders here. The top eight people are all national masters or FIDE masters, so it's not going to be an easy section. So I'm going to be way down here, unfortunately. Yep. So there's me. I actually dropped rating recently, so I'm back below 1800 slightly. So it should be interesting to see how that kind of goes right there, essentially. But there's other people there as well too. It's not just me who's at the bottom. There's other people there as well too. So it should be a pretty even event. I do suspect I'm gonna be playing against someone high rated my first or second round, because typically speaking, the high seeds play someone who's lower seed. That's typically how that goes, but of course we'll see the day of, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if I play like Timothy McCall or Larry Larkins, who I played both before, and so on and so forth. So hopefully I'll be able to play some pretty high contenders for sure. Let's go ahead and get started because I got morning duty. Yeah, so no, I'm a school teacher, so I got that in 25 minutes. So let's go play one game. I promised myself I was going to post this online regardless of the result. So if I win, lose, draw, that's kind of my goal right here. So wait to move in this position. If you guys want to pause, try to solve for yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now. Knight h6 crossed my mind here first. And the reason why is because our king is kind of in hot water right here. There is a bishop pin on the long diagonal. And so queen f1 is a checkmate threat we have to meet in some kind of way. So the only check in this position, guys, that really makes any sense is knight h6. The king only has one legal square, which is to step into the corner, king h8, not that corner, this corner right here. And then um I mean we have a perpetual. So like right, we have some kind of perpetual. I'm pretty sure though the answer solution might require us to find a more robust, or how should I say, a more elegant answer here. So let's not rule out this move right here, guys, just for a second. Knight takes pawn. Looks kind of funny, but it is a check as well too. And if they don't take it, they step into the corner. This will be make us right here essentially. So knight takes pawn. If pawn takes, then is there any check that we're not considering here because we're trying to find, some other move here and whatnot? I don't think it's queen check right here. I think that's kind of silly. Well, maybe not silly. Check. Well, it's the same difference. King in the corner is the only legal move in that situation. So we're looking. I mean, at the bare minimum, guys, I mean, a real game of chess, I would just go for a draw, to be honest here. I would not leave it up to chance that I'll be able to find the best solution here, essentially. Or I should say chance. Okay, so, yeah, the title of this, I try not to look at these titles because sometimes they give a bit too much information right here, hide and seek. So I guess in a way, we're trying to do a search and destroy. If you guys play Call of Duty, you know what I'm talking about. Right. So I guess so, and this is where guys, as a chess player, I do want to mention this before I dive deeper, which is puzzles like this. I mean, there's a solution. So even though most players would just go for the draw here, right? Let's go back and forth. This position is going to require us to find a solution, something that actually is going to lead to checkmate, most likely. Um, and that's why I don't like these puzzles for that reason. Because in a real game, like you're not going to just sit there. I mean, you might sit there for a little bit, but um, it's not going to teach you guys. It teaches you to find these fantastic checkmate patterns that may or may not be there, is what I'm trying to say. So I think it's way more important to practice your decision making. And quite honestly, if I would have got to this position naturally, would I find the checkmate path right here? Maybe not, to be honest. But anyway, so let's just spend some more time on this, guys, before we commit to solution, because I got 20 minutes before I gotta go do my morning bus duty. Right. So knight h6, king in the corner. Is there a way for us to maybe bring the queen to the game as well, potentially? So I'm trying to see what that might be, what that might look like here, essentially. Our rook's kind of useless on b2, so it's not going to join the party. And our bishop, there is a potential bishop check if this knight were to move somewhere, but it could be chopped in half in two different ways, and well, that's all she wrote. So it's going to come down to these three pieces right here, plus the pawn. So the four pieces to get the job done here, essentially. Yeah, queen here check, by the way. Assam, well, they have to take, make check. King here, and we're not going to win that game, guys, right there. So that's not going to be a solution. Queen takes pawn. King here. We're going to assume right now material, guys, in that situation. So, finding guys the checkmate pattern is all about stringing together these checks that's going to lead to checkmate. So that's the game we're playing right here, essentially. Queen here check is an option as well. Knight check. Hmm. That is an interesting idea, though. I'm not gonna lie, and I think I just solved it right there, just by asking that question. Wow. Okay. Well, me, I was being salty earlier. That's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. So Queen F7 is gonna lure the king to a square where when we give a check on H6, it can no longer crouch in the corner, the dark square corner. It has to go to a light square corner, and then now this is a neat check we could give on the board right here, essentially. So there's our solution. We would watch the video, but that's actually a really cool one. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna save that one real quick. And I will say, guys, too, to be completely transparent, I would have just went for the draw here. I would not have gone for that continuation, but it's always good to kind of see those kinds of things in the real game. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that this weekend. In real time, that took me a few minutes to kind of find that. But I guess one thing I remember this weekend is not to just go for a draw because I'm being lazy. Don't want to think about the solution right here. Essentially, I do want to play the objectively best move. I'm trying to find a study that I say these kinds of things in, so I apologize, guys, for a small delay. Probably passed it, but I was, talking just now, so let me just lock in for a second. There's a chapter where I save, memorable daily puzzles. You probably saw on the screen. You were like, Coach Morton, Mr. Morton, wake up, man. All right, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Right there it is. All right, sweet. All right, people. So we will play another puzzle, but I gotta start playing, guys, right now. So without further ado, let's put my webcam down here. So here's guys my rating. I'll try and make. I'm not sure if I'll do this afternoon or not, but I'll try and sit down this afternoon and try and get to 2200. We'll see if I can. If I can't, then I'm not gonna worry about that much, to be honest. 2160 is not a. It's a pretty respectable rating, guys. I've been fluctuating up and down for the last week or so, going up to about 2180 something as my highest. in the last week or so, and then going down to this right here, essentially, or 2150 being the lowest. So trying to get to that 2200, but it's hard, guys. It's so hard. Let's put our Kim right here. All right, are we playing a kid right now? All right, I'll give them. All right, never mind. I was about to say I'm about to give them like 10 seconds to make a move right here, and they already made a move. All right, advance Carol Khan. All right, whatever. Maybe we bring our bishop outside the pawn chain, guys. We're not gonna spend that long, guys, talking about this stuff, so I'm not gonna belabor the point. Right, whatever. Sure, we don't get bullied by these pieces right here. If we are playing a kid, then that's gonna be an interesting situation right there, essentially. So I'm gonna waste a tempo here. Maybe I should have kept the bishop there, and only after the bishop gone there, then go here next. But whatever. Plan here, guys, is to hammer on a pawn right there. This is the backward pawn. And oftentimes, guys, you do just kind of take out this guy right here, essentially, immediately. You don't back up because this does give white a serious space advantage. They might take this way. That is a possibility, but I don't think they're going to do it. All right, they don't do it anymore. So, all right, so pretty typical, guys, right here. This piece is unprotected. So that is one consideration right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and occupy the open file. As soon as the bishop has moved off of that square. All right, so is there any tactics here, guys? That is the question. This is why I'm pausing for a second. You might be thinking to yourself, take the bishop, right? But that strengthens their center, and I don't want that to happen. So they're angling for that square, guys, right there. Of course, and if I take the knight with my bishop, they'll take this way specifically. So it's not gonna be that good for us either. I guess what I could also do here, guys, depending on their move order, is if I let's say play here, they play here, I play here. And if they take like this, I have knight takes first, and only then queen check right here. And I might be able to get my pieces active in that situation right there. But I don't think that's gonna be the way, as they say. I'm kind of concerned if I play this move right here that this pawn will be kind of tender. That's the only drawback behind pawn b6. They might slide their bishop back and say, hey, yo, right? So that's the only other consideration right here, essentially. But I can't allow the knight to get here because once it gets here, then it's going to be kind of hard to get rid of. Maybe this is the idea, guys, to go here, check, and get that kind of counterplay right there. That might be the way. And just kind of uh, me just slide over and just protect the pawn here for a second. So this will be one of the drawbacks for them for not castling before they went for this maneuver right here. It's fine. All right, so there is a square here, guys, for us to work with as well. So uh, we can kind of just tickle our opponent here just for a second. Uh, I think if I'm gonna play, I gotta play it right now. Well, like me, that's like so the idea is to go here, but they might play here first, and so after chop chop, I do have some back rank weaknesses here, so maybe I just kind of go here and get castle as soon as I can. Because you don't want to, like, there's a forking idea, right? But I'm so far behind the development right here. So yeah, so uh castling here I think is the wisest option. Yeah, they go hop into there. Uh yeah, that's a good way to kind of lose some stuff here, guys, essentially. But that is the problem here, right? This is an idea at some point. Maybe the sack right here, essentially, but we'll see if it gets to that point. So if we take right here, right, they go take here, I would imagine. And that does give our knight a really good square right here, potentially. So that is a hallmark right there. I think I might just take out this homeboy right here. If they take with the rook, I'm kind of happy about that, to be honest. If they take with the pawn, yeah. So if they take with the pawn, then yeah. All right, so we have a good square for a knight. It would have been better if it was on a dark square because this guy might try to trade off for that piece right there. But you know, we can't help those things, guys. We cannot help those things. So they're trying to sack the pawn here, guys, in order to open lines up for their pieces. That makes sense. All right, so do we care about that? We might care about that a little bit, truthfully. But pawn's a pawn, and I'm also low on time here, so I gotta make a move here, guys, fast. All right, so what are we trying to do here, folks? What are we trying to do here? I wonder if I go here, are they gonna like, sorry, if I could draw arrows. That might be their idea here. So like if I go here, that's gonna sack the exchange and then play here next. But I have this thing though. And their king's looking kind of naked, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go for it and say prove it. All right, so they want to try and trap my queen. That makes sense. Blah 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 blah. Let's go here. I'm really tempted to go here to be honest, because I want to leave open this option to go here. But then they might just go here and say, hey yo, it's trade queens, bro. And I'm like, bro, no thanks. All right, so let's go here first, because I'm still worried about this idea, right? All right. Yeah. And just like my other games I played so far, we are low on time, but I'm gonna get back some time right here, essentially, by just going here and just like saying, hey, yo, yep, I figured that was gonna happen right there eventually. At least I'm getting better about predicting those kinds of things right there, essentially. So, you know, it's gotta play faster. I am getting better about that. Okay, so do we care that they can be taking here next, guys? Maybe a little bit here. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a little bit here. They are trying to play a little bit too aggressively, though. That's gonna be their one weakness right here. I got an idea. If they push the pawn, I'll go here because they can't play opposite something. This is an idea, potentially. I'm not gonna lie. All right, they didn't see this idea to go here, essentially. All right, so I'm expecting this move right here, but I'm just gonna slide over then at that point, so I'm not really concerned about that move no more. We got moves like this coming up, so I mean, so let's just ask our dear friend and neighbor a question, just for a second. Because they're playing a bit too aggressively right here, and they're also blocking their bishop too. So like, bro hammer, I'll take first. I mean, they have counterplay. That is like the one good thing they have right here, essentially. All right, so we of course have to block this thingamajigger right here, guys. And before we give a check, let's just respectfully push the pawn right here, essentially. I'm not really concerned about this right here. I am protecting the square, guys, for a second, so that's not really concerned here either. Yeah, see, I'm not really, because I'm going here next with tempo, because I haven't given this check yet. Because I was kind of afraid of king to that square. I got 5 minutes before I got to do my bus duty. By the way, so they may have played here a little bit too aggressively, and now they resign. Got him! I need to make that the thumbnail right there. Oh my gosh. That is a really good feeling, guys, right there. I mean, time management could have been better, but we did a pretty good job there, just kind of, you know, that could make a really good movie. I'm just talking out loud for a second. You know, those endorphins. Yeah, that was a really good game, though. I'm not gonna lie. We just played calmly, and now they have no counterplay, you know. So like coming up next, you know, I mean, I'm gonna be going here next almost regardless, and they have nothing here essentially. And as soon as their king moves, this falls made with check as well. Yes, I mean, this guy from Indonesia right here. Uh, yeah. So I will say, you guys saw my raw reaction, of course, live. I will say my last 4 minutes right here before we go do our bus duty that yeah, I was kind of afraid. These are the situations right here I'm really you know, concerned about right here essentially. And I will admit, guys, right here, uh I didn't have an answer to this move right here, right? So they had that move right there to add another attacker to this square, and I didn't have really have a good answer to that move right there. So in a way, I was kind of gambling here, hoping that they wouldn't see queen takes pawn. Uh, if they would have played that move, I would just have played this move right here most likely, and just kind of hope and pray. Actually, that would have not been satisfactory enough because I mean, because this bishop right here, this is a good example of like how a minor piece, like a bishop, can just restrict. Like I can't give check right here. So the king is, you know, relatively safe right here. So it allows them to bring the rook over to the queen side to help escort their pawn. Attack my queen side structure. My rooks are kind of discombobulated right here. So they miss queen takes pawn right here. This person. So I know that was the one move right there I did didn't address. I mean, I saw that that was an issue, but for the life of me, I could not see what that could be right there. Essentially, as you guys can see, I've been playing a lot of chess recently, a lot more bullet than I care to admit. But practice is practice, guys, for sure. All right, let's look at this, guys, real quick before we go to our duty. I'm gonna move my webcam over here because I don't think I need it no more. Well, I guess I'll put it back right here. You guys can't see my second screen, but I'll put my webcam right here for a second. So yeah, so very even. Maybe I had a defense right there that I couldn't see, and telltale sign, guys. I'm playing well. I'm playing like a 2400. Don't really buy that, but all right, people. Let's kind of go through this real quick. Yeah, I thought so. You'll see, guys, my time here. So pay attention to that for a second right here. So I thought here for a little bit, if you guys remember, I was thinking here that if I have to play this move right here, this pawn's now tender and stuff like that. And I'm glad I didn't play it that way because, I feel like if I would have, he would play on the queen side and it would have been a lot more effective because this pawn right here is unprotected and blah, blah, blah. So I do think that so like they had a castle first and then go for this idea right here, essentially. So I think they got their move order wrong. Oh, wait, well, never mind. I guess I was sadly mistaken then. Oh my gosh, computer is just ruthless. Yeah, so I mean, I saw that idea right there, essentially. Yeah, and now it's basically even. I was thinking about that movie, but it's in the game. Yeah, so for whoa, so going here was a mistake. Yeah, because the pawn's pin. That makes sense. I probably would have said play there essentially. I mean, it's double edge, guys. It's definitely double edge for sure. So, but you know, even tomorrow when I go to my tournament, it's not like we're all gonna be playing perfectly. So hopefully, I make the last mistake right here. Essentially, yeah, yeah. I am forcing checkmate here in the best case scenario. So there you guys go. All right, so I gotta get going. I am gonna look at that one move though on the analysis board. So yeah, so this move right here for them was not the best move. I'm pretty sure that queen takes on a6, yeah, was the best move right here. So if I play this right now, come on. I gotta go g6 here. Now I am threatening to take the queen. D6, rook a8. So yeah, so it's kind of getting off of the yeah. So I mean it's gonna look kind of I mean the computer says it's a even, but I would feel really uncomfortable here playing this position as black to be honest, even though the white king is the one who's really exposed. All right, people. I would talk more, but I gotta get going. So let me go ahead and button right here. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys later.